even the protesters that were going to turn out before, just because it's an book about anti-Semitism, which is apparently controversial in this country all of a sudden. It's the anger from the progressive groups about his vote to keep the government open. What does that say to you about where the Democratic Party is right now?
Well, vis-a-vis, I'm sorry, Sochi, you want to go first?
No, go ahead.
Oh, what
vis-a-vis their leadership.
I went to you first.
Okay, thank you. But vis-a-vis their leadership, and I've done this a very long time, I've never seen the party this angry at its leader, in Senator Schumer. It's incandescent. It's hard for me to describe. I mean, they're furious. And here's why. He had something very valuable. He had votes to pass the continuing resolution the Republicans could not do without them, and he traded them away for nothing. I want the government to stay open. Most Democrats do. The funding level is actually not all that bad. There was some terrible stuff they added to it. But when I come to them, a month ago, seriously, this was strategic as well as tactical. Tactical, it was bad to cave without a compromise. Strategically, he should have come to his party a month ago and said, here are our principles. Okay, some people, my buddy Rahm Emanuel has been saying for weeks, we should say more and better funding for public schools, public health, public safety. Actually, for me, it would be crack down on the douchebags that are working for Mr. Musk and destroying our Constitution.
Is that a legislative term?
I think it is. I think that's how you pronounce it. Douche, D-O-G-E?
Oh, it's Doge.
Oh, excuse me.
Doge.
Sorry. But something that he could have gotten for that. And he traded away for nothing.
So
people are furious.
Sochi, when asked whether he believes his party will have his back in the face of a potential primary challenge, Schumer told the New York Times this in a recent interview. Take a listen.
That's a long time away. I am focused on bringing Trump's numbers down, his popularity down, exposing what he has done to America and what he will do. I believe that my hard work against Trump will pay off.
Do you think that's an optimistic look? What do you think?
So I agree. People are very angry. The party is very angry when it comes to his leadership. A lot of members,
not just because of this vote,
not because they've been upset with the way that the party is going. We lost everything. Changes need to be made. What I will say is, when I was at the DNC in 2021, when Trump was in control, everybody was calling on Nancy Pelosi to resign. Everybody was saying Nancy Pelosi needs to step aside. It is time. She has been there too long. People were saying she needed to step down immediately. One thing that Nancy Pelosi did is that she embraced the next generation of leadership. She embraced Hakeem Jeffries. She brought them in. She brought them in close. And then eventually, after the midterm elections, and there was already some rumblings about it, she said, you know what, I'm going to step aside. Mm-hmm. If Schumer wants to survive the next 4 years and not to be primaried, he needs to embrace the Ruben Gallegos, the younger, diverse leadership that can
have
go
a succession plan.
Have a succession plan of some sort, and then say, you know what, I'm not going to continue in leadership what's after the midterm elections. And I think that would take some pressure off, and that's what people want to see. Ultimately, Democrats want to win. They want some sort of a win, and they're not getting it.
So, Paul, this is all happening already when Democrats' favorability among the American people is at an all-time low. A brand new CNN poll shows only 29% of voters have a favorable opinion of Democrats. That's a 20-point dip in 4 years. 54% have an unfavorable opinion. And this was done before the recent kerfuffle. What do you make? What does your party need to do?
They're going to be down to staff and blood relations. Okay, I want to meet the 29%.
I got news for you. That you're losing staff.
Yeah, who's the 29% who's happy? So, but it's a tale of two parties. Okay, in Washington, they're defeated, they're divided, they're directionless. In America, they're victorious. They're winning all of these special elections. They won the 35th. We're nerdy here, okay, Andy? There's the 35th state Senate district in Iowa, Eastern Iowa. Clinton County went for Trump by 21 points. The Democrat just won it by 3.5. 25-point swing in a couple of months. They won specials in Virginia, in Pennsylvania, they're about to in Minnesota. The big fight, though.
I thought Minnesota happened.
Then they did win in Minnesota, forgive me. There was a couple more coming. But the big one will be April 1 in Wisconsin.
That's right.
Elon Musk is putting
the
millions.
Supreme Court race there.
Yes, and Ben Wickley, a very great chair there, sent me pictures of the billboards they're putting up. It says, hey, Elon, you can't buy our Supreme Court. So they're going to win that race. So they're winning across the board. Yeah. So Democrats in America are doing great. Democrats in Washington suck.
So Nancy Pelosi's argument is it wasn't really just two options that Schumer had. He didn't have to let the government shut down or vote for this bill, that there were other options, including let's pass a 30-day bill, force the House to do that, pass a 30-day bill, and then you can renegotiate and stuff. Do you agree with her?
I do agree with her, and I actually think a lot of this was a messaging problem, as Paul alluded to. I think that Schumer did not treat this correctly, messaging-wise, from the beginning. He didn't set expectations. He didn't have a plan. And part of what Nancy Pelosi does so well is she has a plan with this stuff, and she's able to communicate it.
All right, thanks to both of you. Really appreciate it. Their incredibly long journey is finally nearing an end. Those two